Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Wow, what an episode. Holy cow, I don't even know where to begin. So last night we watched Real Housewives of New York City, and to say that it was a chat show, because you guys know I can't cuss on here, would be to say the least. This was insane, and I'm so fed up with Ramona right now, it's not even funny. So I don't know where to begin, but before we do begin, you guys know how this works. As you enter the room, please like this video. It helps get a lot of eyes on it. It helps tremendously, actually. And guys, I want to thank you so much for your support, supporting our channel and the PayPal donations. You guys are amazing. I didn't think that my channel was going to grow this fast, and I'm so thankful for it. I feel like we're growing at like 300 subscribers a day. You guys are supporting the channel, and I couldn't be more happy. So again, thank you guys so much. And yeah. And by the way, guys, we're almost at 10,000 subscribers. And you know what that means? When we hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm bringing Jason from behind the wall, not this wall, of course. You guys might be wondering why I'm in a different setting. I'm at my grandparents' house, so I'm visiting family, and that's why I have the crazy bear behind me. I'm not in my bat cave, you know what I mean? But yes, at 10,000 subscribers, we're going to go ahead and bring Jason out, and you guys get to meet my fiance. So there's a lot of exciting stuff coming up. Make sure you like the video on your way in, and let's get started. All right, guys. So we're back in Mexico. We kick off the episode in Mexico, and this is the same thing that was happening last episode, I guess. Ramona is really going in on Dorinda, and sending her an article about anger management was probably not the best way to address Dorinda. And Dorinda was not having it. If you guys saw this, if you watched the episode, Dorinda was like, okay, you're going to send me an anger management article. I'm going to send you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right back at you. That completely just eviscerates Ramona. Talking about Ramona as a person, character. Like, this isn't just an article about anything. These are articles about Ramona. Dorinda came in and she's like, clamp, like, it's done. Don't come for me. Don't come for me unless I send for you, as Kenya Moore says, right? And she said that the rats only come out at night. She says that pretty much Ramona is waiting to hide away, and then of course send text messages and feel like she is gonna bow out her peacock chest, you know, and say, okay, Dorinda, this is how you should be, and this is how I feel. But she's not going to say it to her face. I guess that's how Dorinda feels. Even though technically Ramona did say it to her face originally. She just feels like Dorinda, it goes over her head and there's not a conversation to be had. They can't get through to Dorinda. Dorinda doesn't want to hear it. She said, Ramona, you just want my life. You can have it. You can have it. And Ramona, of course, is like, you remind me of my dad. I can't take this. This is too much. The anger, the alcohol, it's too much for me. So I don't know. We end up getting to the dinner, guys. So Lou pegged it. This whole dinner is completely fake and phony. I don't know where to start. And I love the fact that, I'm saying that a lot today. I don't know where to start. I love the fact that Ramona, do you guys notice that how manic she gets when she's nervous? So she's sitting at the table and she's like, I can't do this. I don't like this wine. What is this? And how old is that? And that's old. And she's doing anything that she can to divert from the true situation, the kind of elephant at the table, which is her and Dorinda, you know. But eventually they end up talking about it, and they kind of clear the air about it, I guess. Leah was a little mad though. She's like, listen, why did you send a group text message and leave me out? Why didn't I see the article? Can I see the article? And you know, Dorinda was right. She's like, don't leave her out. We're all on this trip together. And Ramona said, this article didn't pertain to you. This was about us like OG women. That article was for us. And sorry, Leah, I guess you missed that one. And Leah's kind of not having it anymore. She feels like she's pretty much getting mauled over and bullied by Ramona, and just kind of put off to the side, almost how Elise probably feels. That's probably why Elise and Leah have bonded so much after the filming of rhony. Yeah, but no, we're sitting at the table, and Ramona sent back the wine. Guys, did you see that when she's like, what is this? Like, she's a wine connoisseur, like a sommelier. She's like, oh, this is old. What? Sonia pegged it. She said, oh, I'll take the 1960 whatever. And she's like, you can have the 2020 Pinot Noir. Stick to what you know. Ramona, you say so many things are déclassé or not classy. You got to know your wine, girl. You got to know your wine, you know? And then the woman comes back over with the wine, and it's cold. And Ramona's sitting there, like, you could tell she's so nervous. She's sitting there holding it like this. And she's like, yeah, it's too cold. It's too cold. Like manic Ramona way, you know? She's like, it's too cold. Blah. And finally, we end up getting a cheers to the fake and phony. And let's keep it moving, because that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. We get back to New York City, and Leah's about to kick off her 15-year anniversary collection. I'm actually kind of excited about this, because I love a come up, and this is kind of, you know, Real Housewives of New York is going to do nothing but help Married to the Mob, Leah's brand. And she knows that. It's so smart for Leah to incorporate her business and her 15-year anniversary launch into the episodes, into the season, because why not take advantage of that free marketing platform? That's insane. And I am so excited for her. So she's going to be launching this online only, this new collection. She's taking it out of the department stores, and it's going to really elevate her brand, or at least she hopes it's going to elevate her brand. I don't know if you guys have checked out Leah's clothing line. It's called Married to the Mob. I don't want to say it's simple chic, I guess. It's, like most of it just has like MTTM or a little bit of symbols. It's definitely nothing like Sonia Morgan's line at Century 21. Let's just say that. We'll say that. But no, we're excited for her. She's going to be launching it. And if you guys don't know the backstory of this, she actually started this company with $75,000 that she won from a case against the NYPD. So there was a whole accident that happened. Leah got hurt with the NYPD. I don't know all of the exact details off the top of my head, but she won $75,000 and started her own company. So good for her. We're here 15 years later and she's still doing her thing. So I stan Leah. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this Ramona's therapy session. Give me a break, guys. This was Ramona's therapy session was literally a self-praise session. She's sitting there talking to the guy and she's like, yeah, I'm sensual. I'm self-made. I feel good. I feel like I'm a charmer. I have great friends. I have great girlfriends. And it's like, you don't even have to pay this man to go to therapy. Just sit in front of a mirror. Give yourself self-praise. This woman is kind of, I usually stick to being like straight edge about the housewives and how I feel about them. But just as much as Lisa Rinna is kind of annoying me on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Ramona is starting to kind of irk me on Real Housewives of New York. And guys, you normally don't get opinions like that from me, but this is starting to kind of sway me a little bit. Ramona, the therapy session, the way she acted out in Mexico, and then also her behavior at Sonia's launch party, which we'll get to that in a minute. Before we do, I want to talk about the Lou's rehearsal and Sonia being a no-show, because that's at least comedic and I can take that. Guys, 93 in the room. Everybody, please like this video as you come in. It really helps, and let's get more eyes on it. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop the link so you guys can start calling in a minute. Actually, let me go ahead and do that now. Drop the link for you guys. But no, I was excited that, we see, here we are. I'm in a different setting. So this is kind of interesting to operate. But no, Sonia was a no-show to Lou's rehearsal, and she's like, listen, I'm improv too. I don't need to meet with your team, and I'm a kind of a distraction anyways when I show up. The whole team's laughing, and Lou had a point. She's like, listen, you want to get paid more, but then you don't want to show up. If you're not going to show up for the rehearsal, how do I know that you're going to show up for the actual show? And, that's fair. That's fair for Lou. But also, Luann, what were you thinking inviting Sonia, one, when she was drinking, to do this? Because that's when the conversation was had. And two, on the same day as her launch party. I guess it is what it is. And sometimes, we all have the same amount of time as Beyonce in our day. So I guess, she could probably do both, right? But I'm going to keep on moving on because we get to see more of Bunny. If you guys didn't watch this episode, Bunny is Leah's mom, and she comes in with all the realness. She's not like, she just pretty much says straight up, like, I love you guys as my daughters. I hate the alcohol. I've been 40 years sober, but I don't have to like you. I'm not always going to like you. I love you, but I'm not always going to like you. Guys, how real is that? As a parent, that's true. I'm not a parent, but I can only imagine, having your kids. You're not going to like your kids every single day. So that's why I said I stand Bunny, and even Leah's daughter is on point. She's like, perfect doesn't exist. So I'm all about Leah as a new housewife. I'm about her incorporating her parents and the conflict and kind of addressing it. And, the dynamic, the modern day family dynamic between her ex and her daughter. So she's kind of like a little modern family, and that's why I'm all about Leah at this point. I have a swivel chair right now, and it's exciting me. But let's move on to Sonia's launch party. Sonia's launch party, I thought it was great. I thought Ramona, again, was ridiculous, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Between the phone going off during her speech, that was so rude. And then pulling straws out of your purse. How sanitary is that? You bring your own straw, and if you're gonna bring your own straw, you're pulling out plastic straws. Bring like one of those nice like little metal straws, the retractable straws, something that maybe might be a little bit more sanitary because they have a case, not just pulling out flimsy little like turtle killers. I didn't mean to use that word, but yeah. But Sonia's party, it was good. I thought her clothes were amazing. I'm glad that Leah finally got to wear something that made sense. And it's good to see Sonia finally coming up because we saw her with the toaster oven. Oof. We saw her with the trying to copy Bethany's line with tipsy girl, skinny girl, cheater brand. We don't really see her kind of progress and make it forward. I guess in the sense of we never really see anything come to fruition from her. And like Dorinda said, fruition means paycheck. Fruition, paycheck. We need to see Sonia making a paycheck because we know the housewives don't last forever. And I cover this, guys. I cover the fact that, what is life after being a housewife? Look at Tamra Judge from OC. She's like, I love doing real estate. No, you don't. You don't love doing real estate. And she's back in real estate because she has to pay the bills. And unfortunately, this doesn't last forever. And even, Vicky Gunvalson, she was such an advocate the whole time she was on the show for you need to have a job because when this comes to an end, what do you do? And, she's probably the only one who's not going to really be struggling. But anyways, guys, let's go into next week. So next week we have the Elise bashing and I'm not here for it. So I did an interview with Elise, and if you didn't see it, go check it out on my channel. After this, of course. But Elise is, she was left out of the trip. She's left out of the reunion that we're going to be seeing, obviously, episodes to come. And now we're going to see her on the next episode where they start talking bad about her. Ramona's like, she's not a girl's girl. Luann was like, I never really jived with her. We didn't really get on. And we see kind of, well, if you guys just watched Real Housewives of Potomac, did you see when Wendy walks up and tries to talk to Karen Huger and she goes like this? That's pretty much what Ramona did, except she beelined it away from Elise, and Elise is reaching at her to grab, and Ramona's like, no, I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. Manic Ramona. I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. But guys, I do have to say I was texting with one of the housewives this morning. I'm not going to tell you who, but I did talk with her, and I said housewife. Remember that. I didn't say friend of, but I was talking with one of the housewives this morning, and as soon as this is over, I'm going to bring her on and we're going to get a little bit more of the details. I know I'm being super vague about it, but they're just, Bravo contracts are so strict that they, we're mid-season right now. Not mid-season, we're coming to the end of the season, but it's just, they can't talk about it. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bring on two people to join me. Hi, Heidi. How are you?
Hi, Adam. How are you doing this morning?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Hi, Jamal.
Hi, Heidi.
Hi, Jamal.
Hey, Adam.
Okay, Adam. So last night,
all right.
I'm watching Dorinda, and she is really vulgar. She turns everything around. She's deflecting on everything. You don't know when she's drunk or when she's sober.
I mean, you definitely know when she's drunk, but yes, she's deflecting. I don't know. I'm seeing a whole kind of sad side of Dorinda this season. And I think we've talked about this before. I think Dorinda's really trying to find herself and re-find herself, I guess, especially this new single life. John's not around, obviously we see her kind of breaking down at the beginning of the season. She misses her husband that passed away and her home. I think she just has a lot on her plate. Jamal, do you think I'm making excuses for her?
No, because it's all true. It's just I think they're all kind of going through this. None of them are expected to be single at this point in their life, but she's taking it so much harder because she never let herself heal from Richard. That's just the way it is. And she's not a person who's, I want to say, emotionally intelligent when it comes to herself. Like, she sees what's wrong with everyone else, but not what's wrong with her and her behavior.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. She goes off on Luann. She just goes off on everybody, but she's protecting Leah to me because they both, when they're drunk, they're just out of control.
Yeah, but also, yes, I agree that they're out of control when they're drunk, but also I feel like if Dorinda doesn't sit there and stick up for Leah or include Leah, I don't really know who else is trying to include her except Luann. Luann does good. She kind of teeters, but Sonia and Ramona, I feel like they could just do without Leah.
Yeah, they're treating Leah the same way they treated Tinsley. So look,
But
that's
I
what
think
they're
Leah's here to stay. Honestly, I think that the fact that she has the ability to bring in her mom to have these kind of tough conversations. She has her sister right there who's willing to have the conversations. Her modern day family dynamic. I really feel like Leah is here to stay, and I think that's what Ramona doesn't like.
Oh, well, that makes a little sense too. But okay, and just one thing, I know we're not talking about love after lockup, but no one mentioned the man with the blue suit with the tape on his glasses. That was horrible.
That's not true. Shan, I think didn't Shan? I don't actually watch Love After Lockup. Jamal, didn't Shan do something about that?
I think we Sherelle did.
Oh,
But
Sherelle.
Okay.
sure about the Blues. Yeah, he was poor Tyrese.
Yeah, I actually I've never seen Love After Lockup, but maybe it
Okay.
maybe I'll have to start watching it. Everybody
It's.
talks about it.
I just started watching
I'm
it. Like I just saw
serious.
one
That was
episode.
the
It's
funniest
it's
part.
entertaining. It's entertaining.
Okay. All right. All right,
You
Heidi.
guys have a good day. I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you for calling, Heidi. Guys, we have 124 in the room. Let's shoot for 140. Carlos, right. Hit that like button. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link again if anybody else wants to call. Jamal, I'm curious also, what do you think about Elise coming back next episode and how they're treating her? Because this is actually starting to piss me off.
I don't understand what their issue is with Elise. She's done nothing wrong from what I can see. It's just Ramona saying like I don't know her, but yet you brought her on as a friend, and you were like, oh, Elise is a great girl, blah blah blah. She's one of my really close friends, and she even told Elise, yeah, you're one of my really good girlfriends. I'm like, okay, and she was at your party with your 50 best girlfriends. So how can you not know her?
And she's known her for over 20 years. So
right.
This is like, even when I talked to Elise, we had this conversation and she's like, I've known her she knew her before the Housewives. So
Right.
she has such a real relationship with her. I think the way that Ramona, first of all, if you're going to bring in your friend of 20 years, take care of them. Don't like bring them in and be, like, I feel like she's treating Elise like Rinna's treating Denise. Oh, that rhymed. I like that. But I feel like she's just, if you're going to bring her in, take care of her. Don't just be like, oh yeah, she's not a girl's girl. I don't jive with her. There's something wrong with her. I don't know you. I don't know you. She's like crazy.
I think the issue is the same with Rinna is like she's understands that the public likes Elise, really likes Elise, and she feels like Elise is taking away from her shine or what shine she thinks she has. So anyone who takes away from her, she feels is a threat, which is why her and Leah have that issue.
So why do you think that they didn't? And I'm curious. I have my opinions, but do you think that Elise just wasn't prominent enough to be a part of the reunion? Do you think that's why they left her out?
I think that's part of it, but I think the other part of it is Ramona has something to do with that.
You think Ramona made a call?
Yes, because there's something going on with those two. I think there's something that Elise knows that Ramona does not want out there. And I think I think that's the crux of the issue, because when you've been friends for 20 years, you know a lot of things. You share a lot. So Elise knows some things about Ramona, because Ramona's like, oh, I don't go out too much. I'm in bed by midnight, and they're all like, no. And I'm sure Elise has been out with Ramona after midnight, which is part of the issue.
And that is, you're right. If Elise wants to get dirty, she can. I'm sure she knows a ton of stuff about Ramona. But also, a lot of people don't know this about Elise. She's been involved in several lawsuits of herself. She might not be willing to kind of risk speaking out about things and have, Ramona, because Ramona can easily do the same thing that Denise did to Rinna, or Denise did to Brandy, and send a cease and desist. Right. And Ramona, I fully believed she would do that.
Oh, Ramona has cease and desist on her desktop, just printed out.
She has them like the straws in her purse, She's like, she is ready to go in. I feel like she is not going to let Elise come in and take away from her. And I think that it scares her. And I think that you're right. I think that she knows too much. Guys, 147 in the room. Let's hit 150. Hit that like button. But I think you're right. She knows too much.
I think it's just weird. It's just anyone who's likable, she has an issue with. I think if they brought in someone who was not liked, Ramona would have no issue. If they were kind of plain, if they brought in like a Teddy, she wouldn't even care. She'd be like, okay, you're cool.
What do you think? See, Oh, because she's not. You're saying because she doesn't have a big enough personality,
Right? She's not going to be overshadowed.
See, they're saying that next season we're gonna have a shakeup and we're gonna start adding new cast members. And the rumor is we're gonna add potentially Kimora Lee or another extremely wealthy woman. And if they do come on, that would be insane because I don't know if we're gonna see Ramona suck up because of the perks that come with being that, like having that kind of friend, or if she's gonna be completely like, oh no, I do not like this. Like what is she doing here? Ramona, she has to be the star.
Ramona's gonna suck up. Here's the reason why. Whenever Bravo brings in someone of that kind of stature, they're not going anywhere for a while. There's nothing you can do about it. They brought them in because the show's not doing well, and you're a part of that problem. So she's going to suck up. That's why her and Bethany had so many issues. She mistreated Bethany. Bethany really came up, and then Ramona would suck up, and Bethany wasn't having it. It would just blast her every chance she got, and Ramona couldn't take it. So that's why her and Bethany had issues. You bring in someone like a Kimora or the Karen Lowe lady you mentioned, who have much more money than she does. She's gonna suck up so much. She's gonna be like, "Look, I could be your plus 20. Can I get on the list?"
Yeah.
She's not gonna do it because these people could buy her life. Let's just be honest.
Who do you think right now is the wealthiest housewife? I would have to say I think it's
on New York.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's Dorinda.
Yeah, I think it's Dorinda too.
It was Tinsley. It was Tinsley. Her net worth was more than Dorinda's, but she left. So
yeah, well, Coupon King too. I'm sure that's perking it up. Let me go ahead and thank you so much for the super sticker, Biddy. But no, I'm excited to see a cast shakeup. I'm not excited for next week to watch the way that they treat Elise. I'm actually gonna when I get off here, I'm gonna see if Elise will maybe join us next week and talk about it if she's allowed to, because I know that she's not under as strict of NDAs as like the actual housewives, but I'm curious what Elise has to say about this. And I know that she's not going to come on and bash Ramona, but the way that she's being treated and the way that she's being portrayed on the show, it doesn't, thankfully for Elise, it doesn't really make her look bad. It makes Ramona look bad.
And that's part of the issue is people just really don't go in on Ramona like they should. Because her behavior towards them, I'm like, you guys can't keep explaining her behavior away. Like, oh, that's just Ramona. No, blast her. Because it's interesting. It's just interesting when, I'm not sure if you remember way back when I'm not sure where they went and have the psychic reading, where like the fortune teller or whoever was told Ramona like her husband was cheating.
Yes.
And then they would all know. I'm like, okay. But she would bash Luann on her marriage at every turn. So things like that, you have to like bash her out on the things that she does because she has to learn like you can't treat people this way. And how she treated Elise, I'm like, see, we couldn't be friends. We could not be friends. Or I would be the type of friends where I would just throw you under the bus every chance I got.
Cannot be friends. Guys, my Pops is here. I'm visiting family, so everybody say hi, Pops.
Hey.
And also, guys, I did want to say thank you so much. Thank you, Dana, for the super sticker, super chat, and thank you, Pearl, for the super sticker. Thank you for supporting the channel, and hi, Pops.
Hi. I want you to meet my grandson. We just found him. I love him to death. And I want to complain that they got rid of Hannah, and the best shows on Bravo right now are the Pillow Talk.
Yes. Yes. Love Pillow Talk.
Agree?
Oh, especially with
that
Molly.
Jamal?
That's Jamal.
Yeah.
Hi, Jamal. I saw you earlier, yesterday, 2 days ago, I think.
Oh, yeah. For me, it's Molly and Cynthia all the way.
Molly and Cynthia. That's
Cynthia.
Pop's favorite.
Yep. We're there, Jamal. We'll take care of it. We're going to fight this.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. That show can never leave.
Hannah back. And I'm not happy that they got rid of Veronica. Is that her ex-husband or
Tim
and Veronica? They were good too. I like them.
Yeah, I like them. If they just leave things alone, we can enjoy it.
I find that more entertaining than the actual show sometimes.
Yeah,
I'd rather just listen to the Pillow Talk than watch the show.
Yeah, that's what Pop says.
It took me 50-some years to find him, but I got him.
Nice. Congrats.
Anyways, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to say hi.
No, you're not interrupting.
Nice to meet you.
But no, yeah, guys, everybody say hi to Pops. But no, yeah,
You lost your train of thought.
I don't even know. Yeah, I did kind of lose my train of thought. Thanks for stopping by, Pops.
Yeah, the Ramona just treats people like crap, and no one really. They'll do it in the moment, but she'll do the same thing the next day, and they don't say anything. Oh, that's just Ramona being Ramona. No, that's just Ramona being an asshole.
Yeah, no, and I just coming up, I feel like this all has to be addressed at the reunion. I feel like, I mean, honestly, I know that we just did the reunion and Leah said that it was insane. They all said that it was nuts. I feel like they're all going to, especially we've all seen Leah popping off in the comments about Ramona during COVID, Ramona not wearing masks, the way that Ramona treats people, the way she's treating Elise. And we know that Leah and Elise are like best friends now. So Leah is going to come there as a mouthpiece for Elise 1,000,000%.
I hope so, because I want to see more of Elise, because I know she has a background in Wall Street. And I'm interested in that kind of thing. So we can see her on a day-to-day what she actually does. And my only thing with her is like she's a little too nice. She needs to kind of like really treat Ramona the way she needs to be treated sometimes. I understand you guys are good friends, but the way she treats you and the way you treat her is not even. It's not fair by a long shot.
Right. Well, Jamal, I appreciate you calling in. Before we do go, can you tell me at least? I don't know what I'm looking forward to most anymore with this season. I really don't. So I want to hear, what are you looking forward to most? Whether it's conflict resolution, with who and why.
For me, it's more. I'm looking forward to the reunion. I want to see if people are really going to be honest when they're there. And when they've seen all the episodes again, they go back and rewatch them. I want them to really see if they're going to really be honest and call each other out on their bad behavior. I love Leah. She there's some things she needs to do. She needs to understand, like, you can't drink the way you drink all the time.
I think
pull it back. I'm just saying, pull it back a little bit to where you're crazy, but not like screaming and
swinging like Tarzan.
Yeah, stuff like
that. Don't you think though that this would have humbled her a little bit? I feel like after rewatch, like one of the things I get most when I do my interviews is it's so hard for a lot of these people to, one, live it in the moment, and then two, 6 months later rewatch themselves. And I'm sure there's nothing more humbling than watching yourself rolling around on the ground. Probably your daughter's watching it, your mom, who had so much to say about the drinking, is watching it, like everyone.
Oh yeah, I'd be like, I can only imagine them cringing. Like, did I really do that? I don't remember that. Oh my God.
Do you remember when, before episode Hurricane Leah actually went on and said, all right, guys, the beginning of that day, she did a whole post and she's like, listen, guys, this is not who I am as a person. I had a moment of bad judgment, and you guys are going to see a bad side of me tonight. She knew it was coming. And now apparently what the rumor is that Luann and Leah have both been sober during this whole quarantine. Do I necessarily believe totally sober? I don't know, because I couldn't have been totally sober during this whole quarantine. But, yes, some people definitely, when you start swinging from things, you got to get sober. Okay.
I think the one thing with Ramona, I'm not making an excuse for her, but I kind of get it. She put everything she had as being a wife and a mother. That was her whole platform. Because you really never saw her businesses, and I use that term loosely. So as Avery grew up, Avery became way more independent. I like Avery a lot, actually. And then, do you? I like her because she has no problem with snapping on Ramona. That's pretty much what it is. Like,
I like that she does that, but I don't like the fact that, guys, 199 in the room. Everybody please like it so we can get 200. I don't like the fact that Ramona showcases Avery to speak out on the episodes, like speak out on Leah, but then Ramona comes back and like rebuttals, and she's like, kids are off limits. It's like Leah came on and said, she's like, I'm closer to your kid's age than I am to your age. And if she's going to speak up, she's in, in college, like out of whatever, she's grown.
Right. I like that. That's what Ramona's doing. But as far as Avery going out, Ramona love it. And then as the wife part, she's no longer a wife. Mario cheated on her. So she's not understanding, she's not handling that well. And that's why she's trying to fill her life with her 50 best girlfriends.
With her, yes. Her 50 best girlfriends now minus one. Elise.
Yes.
Who was Elise. All right, Jamal. Well, thank you so much for calling. I always appreciate it. And we're going to see you tonight at the block party?
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right. See you tonight.
See ya.
Guys, 209 in the room. Wow. This is getting bigger and bigger every time. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And to everybody who sent super stickers, thank you guys. Thank you, Pops, for making your cameo. I appreciate that too. And again, guys, if you missed the beginning, I'm not in my typical little bat cave. I'm visiting family. So yeah, this is kind of where I'm at right now. I just want to kind of keep you guys posted. And thank you so much for the love, guys. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers, which means we're going to meet Jason, my fiance. He's I think that he didn't think I was going to hit 10,000 subscribers, because now I feel like he's starting to sweat a little bit, but we'll see. Bye, guys. Except for you, Jolene. Bye, guys. Bye, 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 bye.